Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, back with another video. In today's video, I will be bringing you guys my week 5 preview for tomorrow night's game, Thursday Night Football between the Bears and the Commanders. Short week, we're wearing all black tomorrow, and also it's a sold out crowd tomorrow, so it'll definitely be a fun game to watch. Tomorrow is definitely a must win game. These next 3 games we have to take advantage of. We play the Bears tomorrow, obviously, then the Falcons, and then the Giants. So we have to take advantage of these next 3 games. These next 3 games are very, very important for the rest of the season for us. So as you guys know, I'll go over the injury report, some of my keys to victories, and then my final score prediction. So if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so if you could hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, as always, starting with the injury report, starting with ours. Chris Rodriguez illness. He was out last week with an illness. He was limited all week and he's questionable. He's probably going to be active for tomorrow's game. Jahan Dotson ankle injury he suffered, and I'm pretty sure last week's game as well versus the Eagles. Limited Monday and Tuesday, but was a full participant Wednesday. He will be good to go. Christian Holmes back injury. Didn't practice Monday, but was limited on Tuesday. Full participant on Wednesday. He's good to go. Jartavius Martin, thumb injury, full all week. He's good to go. Curtis Samuel, quad. Didn't practice on Monday. Limited on Tuesday and limited on Wednesday, but he will be good to go. And then Benjamin St-Juste, neck injury, full participant all week. He will be active for tomorrow's game. And then for the Bears, they probably have a worse injury report. Chase Claypool, other. What's going on with Chase Claypool and the Bears right now? A lot of drama. He said some stuff in the locker room about them. He hasn't been playing great at all. The Bears traded the 32nd pick, I'm pretty sure, in the draft, the second round pick, literally the first pick in the second round of last year's draft, to the Steelers for Chase Claypool. He hasn't worked out, and the team has just told him to stay away from the facility and the team in general. So he's probably going to get traded or released, and obviously he will be out. Eddie Jackson didn't practice all week with a foot injury. He will be out. Jalen Johnson, hamstring injury, didn't practice all week. He will also be out. And Jaquan Brisker, he was just put on the injury report today, the hamstring injury. He is questionable now. He's probably going to play tomorrow night. As for Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson, however, they aren't playing, which is huge because those are arguably their 2 best defensive players. Besides Jaquan Brisker, that's probably the 3 best: Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson. 3 solid DBs, and with Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson not playing, that is huge. Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson especially should be getting a lot of targets, a lot of looks. Hopefully with those 2 getting, being out, you could go deep a couple of times with them. We haven't really connected on a deep ball this year, which I would like to see. So with those 2 being out for tomorrow's game, we could see a deep ball potentially. And then Tevin Jenkins, he was activated off of IR this week, full participant all this week, and he's questionable for the game. He is probably going to be active for the Bears. So that is the injury report. All right, so my first key to victory, and I'm gonna try to keep this video a little short because I'm not trying to overlook any opponent, but it's the Bears, and my keys to victory kind of match what my keys to victory are, very similar to my keys to victory so far into the season. So it's going to be kind of the same today, but establishing a run game, we've done a pretty solid job at doing that so far this season, through the first 4 weeks. And I like that we ran the ball even more last week. We included it more in our game plan, and that's what I wanted to see. We're still a passing team, it looks like, but we definitely incorporated the run even more. Brian Robinson had like 12 carries, 42 yards, a touchdown. Not the best, but when he did run the ball, he did what he had to do, and it was pretty solid. Sam Howell had 6 carries for 40 yards. But Brian Robinson, he's been an absolute beast so far this season. As you can see on my screen, 19 rushes for a first down this season. That is second in the NFL. He's been an absolute monster. He is currently on pace for 1,000 rushing yards in the season. He's averaging a touchdown per game. He has 4 right now, so that's a touchdown per game. So Brian Robinson, he's been an absolute beast, and obviously Sam Howell, he can run the ball as well. So we have to run the ball, especially on this Bears defense. Their defensive line isn't great. They can't get a lot of. They don't get a lot. I think they only have like 2 sacks on the season, 3 sacks on the entire season. They're averaging half a sack per season, which is, not per season, per game, which is pretty bad. So hopefully our offensive line holds up. They did better last week against the Eagles defensive line. Yes, they allowed 5 sacks, pretty bad, but they did do a better job in terms of the Eagles defensive line getting pressures on Sam Howell and quarterback hits. So they did do a better job with that, especially against the Eagles defensive line, who, in my opinion, has the best. The Eagles have the best D line in the NFL, in my opinion. So yeah, and we're going up against the Bears defensive line, who's way, way worse. So I expect the offensive line to have a better day, and I expect Brian Robinson to have a monster game. Now, they do have linebackers, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. I haven't really heard or seen them do a whole lot so far this season, so I don't think we should worry about them too much, especially with Brian Robinson being an absolute tank. 19 first downs, that is insane. Second in the NFL. He's averaging a touchdown per game on pace for 1,000 yards. So Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, they shouldn't be a huge problem in terms of stopping Brian Robinson. And Sam Howell, I expect them to get at least like over 20 rushing yards this game as well. So I expect Brian Robinson to have a big game, Sam Howell to have a couple nice runs, and Tony Gibson might have a couple of nice runs as well. So that's my first key to victory. All right, second key to victory, contain Justin Fields, get pressure on him, force him to stay in the pocket. Last week against the Broncos, and yes, I know this is against the Broncos, their defense is terrible, allowed 70 points to the Dolphins and allowed 35 points against us, and this past week allowed 28 against the Bears. But Fields, this is just the first half, 12 for 12, 184 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Bears in the first half. I think he finished with like over 300 passing yards, and 4 touchdowns against the Broncos. Now, Fields hasn't done much with his legs so far this season. I have noticed that he's done more with his arm, but even with his arm, he hasn't done much. He's been pretty bad, and I feel like that Broncos game won't. I don't think he'll replicate that tomorrow against us. Now, yes, our defense hasn't gone off to a great start, a slow start, which has been happening for the past 3 years now. Obviously, 2020 slow start early on in the year, 2021 slow start, 2022 slow start. Y'all get it. Now around this time, our defense usually picks it back up around week 5, week 6. So hopefully they play better tomorrow. I think they will play better tomorrow because first off, last year against the Bears, we only allowed 7 points against them. First off, and we didn't allow Justin Fields to pass on us really at all. It was really his legs. It was really the Bears running backs and Justin Fields who cooked us on the ground. I think we allowed over 160 yards or close to 200 rushing yards on the ground to them, which is pretty bad. That's really, really bad. But I think we'll do a better job against them on the ground again. Last week against the Eagles, we actually did pretty solid against them on the ground. We only held them to 4.1 yards per carry. DeAndre Swift only had like 50, 60 yards. Jalen Hurts, he only had like one big run, and that was that 24-yard run towards the end of the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure, when Jason Williams missed that sack on him. So that's the only big run he had. So we did a pretty good job containing, stopping the Eagles from running the ball last week, and I feel like we should replicate that again this week. Now, as for getting pressure, we had 3 sacks from Jalen Hurts last week. We didn't do bad considering it was against the Eagles offensive line, who have the best offensive line in the NFL, in my opinion. They have the best O-line and D-line in the NFL. It's crazy, at least in my opinion. So going up against the Bears offensive line, who has allowed 17 sacks this year, which is pretty bad. I feel like this D-line should dominate once again. They had 6 sacks on Justin Fields last year, 5 or 6 sacks on Justin Fields last year. So I feel like they should kind of replicate the performance they had last year against Justin Fields this year against Justin Fields and the Bears offensive line. They should get a ton of pressures, tackle for losses, sacks, QB hits, all that. So I think the defense will have a good day tomorrow, a better day tomorrow, and I think that will continue as the season goes on. So that's my second key to victory. All right, and my third key to victory, this is pretty obvious. I've stated this in like almost every one of my keys to victories videos, maybe even all of them. Well, preview videos, maybe even all of them. Starting off fast, and this goes towards the offense and defense. Now, the offense started off very fast in Sunday's game against the Eagles. I'm pretty sure our first 3 drives, 2 out of those 3 drives resulted in touchdown drives, which was very, very good. The first touchdown was to Curtis Samuel on jet sweep. The second, Brian Robinson rushing touchdown. He fumbled in the end zone, but Terry McLaurin picked it up. But those were those were 2 very, very good drives that were executed by Sam Howell and Eric Bieniemy. After the first half, in the first half, we were 17-7. The Eagles scored a field goal towards the end of the half, so it was 17-10 going into the halftime. We need to see that from this offense again tomorrow night against the Bears, and especially going against a Bears defense that is not nearly as good against compared to the Eagles defense. We need to see another game plan like we saw against the Eagles against the Bears tomorrow night. Now, as for the defense, they've been bad. If you see my tweet, the tweet I have pulled out on the screen, shout outs to Mark Tyler Hogshaven. After 4 weeks, the vaunted Commanders defense is ranked 29th in the NFL, allowing 30 points per game. Only the Giants, Bears, and Broncos are worse. Coach Rivera spoke before the season about getting out to a fast start defensively after 3 straight seasons of slow start. So he's exactly right. I mean, 2021, 2022, well, 2020, 2021, 2022, all 3 of those seasons, slow starts. And now this season, that's 4 slow starts in a row. I'm not sure what is it with Jack Del Rio and these slow starts. I don't know what he has to fix, but he has to fix it now. Like I said earlier, in this video, around this time the defense does start to pick it back up again, so hopefully they do that, because we're facing the Bears. I mean, like I said, they're gonna be fighting hard. They fought hard against the Broncos last week, but you know, slow starting against the Eagles last week, we need to rebound against the Bears. And one thing I love about the short week is that, you know, that heartbreaking loss against the Eagles, we get to get that sour taste out of our mouth by beating the Bears tomorrow. So hopefully we do beat them tomorrow, but this is just a major key. We have to get those slow starts, cannot happen anymore. They're going to cost us games if we keep starting off slow. I like what I saw from the offense on Sunday. I think that's a picture of what they could be throughout the entire season. In defense, we need better from y'all. Y'all cannot have these slow starts anymore. Hopefully they get over it like they have in obviously previous years. Hopefully they do. Hopefully Jack Del Rio changes some stuff. So, but right now it's pretty bad. Some other keys to victory I have obviously getting our weapons utilized. I mean, there's just not a whole lot, and the ones that I probably haven't mentioned, they've probably been mentioned by other Commander content creators, so shout out to them. So I mean, we really should win this game. We really should, but we don't make any game easy. So yeah, those are my keys to victory. Score prediction time. I do think we'd win this game 27-17. I mean, after Sunday's loss, that heartbreaking loss, the team, the players, everybody is going to want to win this game, and they're going to fight hard to win this game. I don't think we're going to blow them out 27-17, 10-point win. I don't consider that a blowout, but I do think we'll have control for most of the game. Maybe it will be like 24-10, 27-10 for a majority of the game, especially in the fourth quarter or third quarter. But I do think the Bears might score like a couple. They might score a couple of times, maybe a field goal or a touchdown late in the game. That's why I have it being 27-17. If I didn't think that, it would probably be maybe like 27-10, 27-13. So yeah, obviously my keys: start fast, utilize our weapons. There's probably some other I'm forgetting as well. Run the ball, contain Justin Fields, have good coverage on defense. Jack Del Rio, you need to get your stuff together, because I don't know what's been going on with these slow starts. So yeah, I'm just keep it short and sweet. 27-17. Let me know your guys' score predictions down below, in the comments who you guys have winning and what the score will be. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that sub button. Well, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, on the your cases up if you could. Hit that sub button. Really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out.